The Celts were a group of tribes that originated in Central Europe around 1200 BCE. Originating around 1200 BCE, the Celtic tribes spread across Europe, leaving a lasting impact on the regions they inhabited, with remnants of their culture still visible today. They were skilled in metalworking, producing intricate jewelry and weapons. Their metalworking skills were so advanced that Celtic artifacts like the intricate torques are considered masterpieces of ancient art. The Celtic culture was diverse, with different tribes having their own customs, but they shared common elements like language, art, and religious beliefs. While each Celtic tribe had unique traditions, they all shared a common cultural foundation, which fostered a sense of unity among them. The Celtic language, known as Proto-Celtic, belongs to the larger Indo-European language family. Proto-Celtic, the ancestor of various Celtic languages, developed over time into distinct branches like Goidelic and Brythonic, still influencing modern languages like Irish and Welsh. The Druids were the priestly class among the Celts, responsible for religious rituals, law, and education. Druids played a crucial role in Celtic society, conducting ceremonies at sacred sites like Stonehenge, which were thought to connect the living world with the spiritual realm. Celtic society was hierarchical, with kings, warriors, farmers, and artisans occupying different social levels. The hierarchical society of the Celts allowed for social mobility through acts of bravery and skill, ensuring a dynamic community structure. The Celts believed in a complex pantheon of gods and goddesses, often associated with nature and the elements. The Celtic pantheon featured gods such as La, a god of skill and light, and Danu, a mother goddess, reflecting their deep connection to nature and fertility. One of the most famous Celtic symbols is the triskelion, which represents motion and progress. The triskelion, found on artifacts like the triskelion of man, represents the Celtic belief in the continuous cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The Celtic warrior tradition valued bravery and individual prowess in battle, with elite fighters known as champions. Celtic warriors like the feared Galatian cavalry in Anatolia were renowned for their ferocity and were even hired as mercenaries by other armies. The Celts played a sport similar to field hockey called camlin or natleaker. Camlin or natleaker was not only a sport, but also a way for Celtic warriors to hone their combat skills in a controlled environment. The Latin culture, 5th to 1st century BCE, represents the height of Celtic art and technology. Latin art, characterized by elaborate designs and curvilinear motifs, influenced Celtic decorative arts for centuries. The Celts were known for their chariot warfare, using light, fast chariots in battle. Chariot warfare was a testament to Celtic military innovation, allowing for quick strikes and the transportation of nobles into battle. Julius Caesar's Gallic Wars, 58 to 50 BCE, significantly reduced Celtic territories in Gaul. Caesar's conquest led to the assimilation of many Celtic tribes into the Roman Empire, altering their culture significantly. The Celtic people did not have a written script for their language initially. Much of what we know comes from Roman and Greek accounts. The absence of a written script until later meant that much of Celtic mythology was transmitted orally, making its preservation a feat of memory. The famous Celtic knotwork, a symbol of interconnectedness, emerged during the early Middle Ages. Celtic knotwork, with no clear beginning or end, symbolizes the eternal nature of the soul and the interconnectedness of all things. The Celts settled in various regions, including modern-day Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, France, and parts of Spain and Germany. The Celtic expansion reached as far as the Iberian Peninsula and influenced the formation of cultures like the Celtiberians. The Hill of Terror in Ireland was an important ceremonial and political center for the ancient Celts. Tara was a spiritual and political hub, hosting inauguration ceremonies for high kings and serving as a symbolic center of Ireland. The Celtic cross, combining a Christian cross with a ring, is a symbol of the fusion of Celtic and Christian cultures. The Celtic cross combined pagan symbolism with Christian faith, demonstrating the syncretism that occurred as Christianity spread. The Book of Kells, an illuminated manuscript, is a masterpiece of Celtic Christian art. The Book of Kells, with its elaborate illuminations, is a testament to the skill of Celtic monks in preserving both religious and artistic traditions. The Celts practiced a form of agriculture that included crop rotation and iron tools for better land cultivation. Celtic agricultural practices, such as slash and burn, allowed them to cultivate lands in challenging environments. The Samhain festival, which later evolved into Halloween, has its roots in Celtic mythology. Samhain, marking the end of harvest and beginning of winter, was a time when the veil between worlds was believed to be thinnest. The Celts had a tradition of oral storytelling, passing down history, myths, and laws through bards and fili. Bards were esteemed members of Celtic society, responsible for keeping alive the history, genealogies, and legends of their people through song and poetry. The Celtic warrior Queen Boudica led a rebellion against the Romans in Britain in 60 to 61 CE. Boudica's rebellion, though ultimately unsuccessful, became a symbol of resistance against Roman oppression. The Celts were skilled navigators, trading across the European continent and possibly reaching as far as the Mediterranean. Celtic seafaring capabilities enabled extensive trade networks, exchanging goods like tin and amber across vast distances. The Irish Celtic tradition preserved the legend of the Tuatha Dé Danann, a mythical race of people. The Tuatha Dé Danann stories tell of magical beings who fought for control of Ireland, embodying Celtic mythology's rich narrative. The Welsh Mabinogion is a collection of medieval tales preserving Celtic mythology. The Mabinogion contains tales of heroes, enchantments, and the Welsh landscape, reflecting a deep connection to Celtic myth and folklore. The Celts believed in an afterlife and had burial practices that involved rich grave goods. Celtic burials, like the richly adorned grave goods in Hallstatt and Latin graves, showed reverence for the deceased and their status. The Battle of Mons Gropius in 83 AD saw the Romans defeat a large Caledonian Scottish Celtic force. The Battle of Mons Gropius demonstrated the Romans' military superiority, but also the Celtic warrior spirit that refused to be easily conquered. The Celts wore distinctive clothing, including tartans and cloaks fastened by brooches. Celtic dress, with its tartans and brooches, evolved into a symbol of regional identity and clan affiliation. The bagpipes, now associated with Scottish culture, have Celtic origins. The bagpipe's adoption by the Scottish and Irish is a testament to the instrument's ability to evoke the Celtic spirit and communal gatherings. The Celts had a strong connection to animals, often depicted in their art and mythology, such as the Celtic boar and the salmon of knowledge. The Celtic boar, representing strength and ferocity, and the salmon, symbolizing wisdom, were common motifs in Celtic art and myth. The Celtic concept of hospitality was highly valued, with guests being treated with great respect. Celtic hospitality, based on the concept of guest friendship, ensured strangers were treated with warmth and respect, promoting social cohesion. The Celts believed in the sacredness of trees, with oak trees being particularly revered. The Druids' sacred groves, often centered around oak trees, were places of worship and learning, emphasizing the importance of nature in Celtic religion. The Roman province of Britannia saw significant cultural exchange between Romans and Celts. The Roman province of Britannia saw the blending of Celtic and Roman culture, creating a unique Romano-British identity. The Celts had a tradition of headhunting, believing that capturing an enemy's head brought power and prestige. Headhunting was a practice that demonstrated a warrior's prowess and could lead to increased social standing within Celtic societies. The Celts celebrated Imbolc, a festival marking the beginning of spring, now associated with St. Brigid's Day. Imbolc, celebrating the goddess Brigid, marked the return of light and the promise of warmer seasons, encouraging renewal and hope. The Gauls, a Celtic people, were known for their tall stature and colorful attire, as described by classical authors. The Gaulish people, known for their colorful attire and physical stature, were documented extensively by Roman historians like Julius Caesar. The Irish Celtic high kings claimed descent from legendary figures, reinforcing their divine right to rule. The High Kings of Ireland claimed a lineage from mythological heroes to assert their divine right to rule, reinforcing their authority. The Celts had a system of law known as the Brehon Law, which regulated society and resolved disputes. Brehon law, with its focus on compensation and reconciliation, provided a sophisticated legal framework that addressed various aspects of Celtic life. The Battle of Clontarf in 1014 CE, led by Brian Boru, marked the end of major Viking influence in Ireland and a preservation of Celtic identity. The Battle of Clontarf ended a major Viking threat, solidifying Irish independence and preserving native culture against external influence. The Celts believed in magic and used amulets and charms for protection and good fortune. Magic and supernatural beliefs were integral to Celtic daily life, with charms and talismans used for protection and luck. The famous Scottish Highland Games are a modern celebration of Celtic heritage and culture. The Scottish Highland Games, featuring athletic and musical competitions, are a modern celebration of Celtic pride and cultural heritage. The Celts practiced divination, seeking guidance from the gods through various methods, including horoscopication, examining animal entrails. Haruspicy, a practice of divination, highlights the Celtic belief in finding divine messages in natural occurrences, linking them closely to the natural world. The Celtic spirals and maze-like patterns found in art represent spiritual journeys and the complexity of life. Celtic spirals and labyrinths symbolize the complexities of the human journey, the cyclical nature of life, and the mysteries of the universe. The Celts had a tradition of fostering where children could be raised by another family for educational or political purposes. The custom of fostering built alliances between families and tribes, ensuring the education and socialization of future leaders. The Celts were known for their love of music, using instruments like the lyre, harp, and horn. Music played a central role in Celtic celebrations, rituals, and storytelling, fostering a sense of community and preserving cultural traditions. The Celts were polytheistic, but some tribes adopted Roman or Germanic deities over time due to cultural contact. The adoption of foreign deities reflects the adaptability of Celtic religion, integrating new beliefs into their existing pantheon. The concept of the other world, a realm of the dead and magical beings, was central to Celtic mythology. The other world, accessed through various portals in nature, was a place of feasts, eternal youth, and spirits, embodying Celtic ideas of the afterlife and mysticism. Despite centuries of assimilation and invasions, Celtic identity and cultural influences remain strong in modern Celtic nations and diasporas. The resilience of Celtic identity, surviving invasions and cultural assimilation, is a testament to the enduring legacy of their rich cultural heritage.